saw the crowd, he went up into the mountains. And after he sat down, the disciples came with him. And then he began to preach and to teach. And I love those words. He began to preach and to teach. It's important for us to realize that it's not only our job as Christians to preach the love of God, but to teach what all of that means. When I hear the Psalms, I think about David, who wrote them, and how he was exiled from his own land and chased by Solomon just because he was chosen by God. Saul. He was chased by Saul because he was chosen of God. And how he talks to us about being good at heart and how important it is. And on Jesus, this is the first sermon he really gave. And he went up in a mountain. And he sat and he taught. And he said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit." Let's think about our poor in spirit today. How would you like to be a refugee with no place to go? They had you stuck in a tent somewhere in the cold, in the heat, in the rain. I don't know about all of you, but I've been camping enough in a tent to know when it rains what happens. You get very wet, very cold. And I think about that. And I think about the homeless. How much their spirits be? How would you like to know that if you were lucky, you'd get a place in a shelter for the night? Or in a warming station? But that you had to follow all the rules, you know? That the shelters had, that the warming stations have. I think about some of those rules. You know, do you see the folks walking the streets during the day with their backpacks on? Those are our homeless. And most of them are turned out as soon as it's daylight and told to go find a job. So I don't know about all of you, but I know when I first came here, I looked and looked and looked, and it took me 3 months to find a job doing anything. And the first one I took was driving a cab, and I got fired for telling them that I had to go to church on Sunday. And they said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I'm a pastor of a small church, Metropolitan Community Church." The next day I was fired because they knew what Metropolitan Community Church was. That we stood for those that have been rejected in our society. So I can imagine these homeless people walking the streets looking for a job, not being able to find one, and how they have to be so poor in their spirit. Think about it. Blessed are those who are poor in spirit, because theirs they shall be comforted. Theirs is the dominion of heaven. I always thought heaven only belonged to Christians, right? Only belonged to those who go to church every Sunday. Only belonged to white heterosexual men. Maybe if they bring their wife and children along, it belonged to them too. Poor in spirit. That's what our society is acting like today. Refugees aren't important. Why, we can't trust them. They look different. They speak differently. Let's send them back. You know when's the last time we did that? 1939. You know who we sent back? Jews.
Oh.
Guess what happened to them? Majority of them were killed. So let's not let those refugees in this country, let's send them back. Right? Because they're poor in spirit. Blessed are those who mourn. I don't know about you. There are people I mourn, family members. But even more than that, I mourn the LGBTQ youth that are thrown out of their homes, that don't know what to do, that are killed by their own hand. I mourn those people. I mourn those who think they have no hope in this world. But God said, they will be comforted. Why can't we offer a little comfort to those that are so desperate in life that they think they need to take their own lives? Why can't we offer a little comfort to those who suffer from mental illness? Have you seen what we do to them? I personally am to a point where I even mourn those who are atheists. Why? They must not have any hope. Think about it. They must not have any hope. They don't think anything's going to happen in their lives. They're just going to go back and become, as my grandsons would like to say, worm food. Think about it. They will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Isn't that a great thought? Think about it. The meek. Those sissies out there. Excuse me, Steve.
What?
But them, the little children, those who refuse to fight. You know, we used to call them pacifists. Those who refuse to stand with the crowd and say whatever you do is okay. They're meek and they're mild, and they kind of just sit back. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. The meek and the mild will inherit the earth. Those who don't try to change anybody, those who just accept it. That's what we call meek. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness. What is righteousness? I think about it a lot. It's not the way I live my life, because sometimes I'm very unrighteous. I think some of you are very unrighteous at times. We jump to conclusions. We judge people unfairly. Sometimes we think we're right and everybody else is wrong. When I hunger and I thirst for righteousness, I'm looking for justice for all people. Not just for myself, not for my community, but for all people. That's what I'm looking for. And I hunger and I thirst for that righteousness. And Jesus Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. I think of the little children. I think how pure some of them are in heart. I think of us as children and how we believed that the world was a magical place. How it was full and we were able to do whatever we wanted to do. Why? We could grow up to be president if that's what we wanted. Life was open. Our hearts were pure. We knew that Jesus loved us no matter what because we were taught that song that Jesus loved us. We were pure in heart. So we didn't see color. What we saw was, hey, that's a little kid I can play with. That's a friend. Remember when you started kindergarten and everybody in your class was your friend? We were pure in heart. And God said, we will see God's face if we're pure in heart. Blessed are the peacemakers. I think about that, what I wouldn't do for just a few peacemakers. Someone to stand up in this world and say, let's love everybody. You know, you might be a little different from me. I understand that you're a Native American and this land was yours first. And I understand that this particular place in the Dakotas belongs to your ancestors, and you don't want your water contaminated, so we'll figure out a way to build that pipeline around it. Go home and go in peace. Oh, what I wouldn't do to hear those words. What I wouldn't do to hear, come to the table. All you nations, come to the table. And let's talk about what you really need and want in this world. And I'll give a little and you give a little. I won't build a wall. I won't turn people away just because of their religion. I won't discriminate against you because of the color of your skin. You see, I know all God's children believe the same. So you're all welcome here, and let's talk about what we need. Blessed are those peacemakers. Because they're called the children of God. Are we peacemakers in our own world? Are we peacemakers in our own country? Questions we need to ask. Blessed are the persecuted for righteousness' sake, for those are the dominion of heaven. Oh Lord, we've all been persecuted in the same way or another. What names have you been called? Yeah. Names about our physical body, names about our race, names about our sexual orientation. Sometimes even names about our choice in religion, what churches we go to, for being who God made us to be. Let me persecute you. Let me tell you you're not a Christian. Let me tell you that you're on your way to hell. Jesus had a different name. for. He said, if you stand for righteousness, yours is the dominion in heaven. Think about it. Think about what the Beatitudes mean. Think who we are. Blessed are you when people call you names. That's what that last one means. And utter all kinds of evil against you. Falsely accuse you. Rejoice, because our rewards are greater than heaven. Words to live by, words to think about, words to put into action. What can I do to be meek, to be a peacemaker? What can I do to stop the persecution? What can I do to bless the poor in spirit? What can I do to feed those that are hungry and thirsty for righteousness' sake? We can go on and listen to them all one more time. But what we need to do is remember, we weren't the first. The prophets were persecuted before us. The Jews, the Negroes, the Native Americans, the people who don't fit into the roles that the world thinks we should be in. There's still places in this world for following your sexual orientation being killed. Who are we? Are we people who believe in Jesus' sermon? Are we people who believe we're going to be blessed for sticking our necks out? I pray we are. And I pray that each and every one of us will remember Matthew 5, 1 through 12, and read it again in our lives, and write it on our hearts.